Live.
My goodness.
All right, we are live. Oh my god, it even hold up. Oh, we're even live on Twitch. I can see myself. Oh my god. Hello everybody. Welcome to the DukNilla NFL cast. I am your host, Vanilla James. This is my co-host. Don't make fun of me at the beginning of this stream. They didn't even get to hear that.
Well, that was
my co-host.
Getting ready to announce you. We're about to announce my name. So
yeah. Go ahead, get it out. My co-host.
The Olduk, right?
Olduk.
Olduk.
I still remember the day. Go ahead.
No.
Oh no. No, you first. I insist.
No.
I'll end the stream right now.
Do it. I'll say it just like you.
No, I was gonna say I remember the first time you told me that Olduk was just your last name backwards. I'm like, shut up. I just found this out.
Yeah. No. Yep. It is. I made that back in.
I just doxed you, by the way. Hope you like it.
Gosh, right.
Just straight up doxed you. Got him.
That for a long time.
But hey, welcome to our NFL cast. We are live every Tuesday, talking NFL news, recapping the week, giving our predictions for the upcoming week, talk a little fantasy, a little best ball here and there, and have a little weekly competition. Which, talking about weekly competitions in our picks, we tied. We had a record-setting.
We did.
We had a record-setting 8 games apart, and we split the field, which is amazing.
Yeah, I was hoping to catch a little,
Still went positive for the week. We have yet to go negative.
Did we? I thought maybe we did.
We had one
time.
week where we went.
Tied.
Maybe you, but not me.
That's what we're getting to right here. It's what you've
I know
done.
we've tied before, I think, where we went 500.
I got it.
Yeah, and Duck broke the 100 club. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yay! I still haven't got that soundboard hooked up. Yay! I was going to do that today. Yay!
Start hearing the boos, too.
Boo.
It's all good. I can take both.
Well, eventually I'll get this soundboard going. I've just been busy with eBay. Speaking, I'm over here trying to sell Metal Walker for the Game Boy. I think this is color. And I got Dragon's Lair for the original Game Boy Color going up. Hashtag ad. Go on eBay. These will be up by the time this is live.
Right.
If you're interested in either of those.
We're always
buying and selling. I love retro stuff. If I could get some retro stuff to resell, I would.
I want to get to a point where, like, one of these days, we're
I'd have a shop
buying and that's gonna happen eventually for sure. You just got to move over here, though. That's all.
My wife would love that, but
we're gonna make it happen. Come on over. No, but to the point where like people are coming to us and looking for things.
Oh, absolutely.
And we find it for them.
It's sad to say is I could probably do that now. Like the resources I have, especially in like a lot of the nerd communities, I could find some pretty obscure crap, including stuff I own.
Oh.
Like I have some obscure stuff that I refuse to sell. Like, let's see. Oh man, this is gonna totally give away my dirty setup here. But oh man, yeah. Hold on. Let me move that stand. Over here, I have the original McDonald's Lord of the Ring cups.
Oh.
We have the original wrestler figures over here.
Yeah.
And I just recently found out I have some Sobe bottles.
Oh.
Sobe from the 90s.
Yes. We used to go
and
there all the
they
time,
sell for $50 a bottle.
Are you serious?
Hold on, now we're going down the rabbit hole.
Okay. Oh yeah, we got more to talk about then here because I got some stories.
I'm just gonna grab 2 of the not dirty ones because
you have just the bottle itself. Oh my gosh, man! The bottles were so classic though.
These sell for $50 a piece.
Isn't that nuts?
For just the bottle.
We used to go. We had a place. It's still there.
Look, this one's got crap in it. Where
yeah,
I can't get this lid off. It's like it's time sealed. I'm pretty sure, as soon as I open it, I'll probably have to wear a mask.
You're gonna pass out.
And excuse my desk is filled with Magic the Gathering cards.
We during high school we had a drive-through, just a drive-through, it's just a big building you could drive through and get drinks and food and stuff.
Oh, dude, yeah,
right through the middle of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we always got Sobe. We always went and got Sobeys out of there, like all the time. I just can't remember. And now they're in plastic bottles, right?
Yeah, it's a damn shame. Damn shame.
Good stuff back then, that's for sure.
Oh, 100%. Now my webcam's all messed up. But no, I found that out because I was gonna throw them away, and I'm like, my mind always goes, well, how much is this worth before you throw it away? Even like if I go to my mom, if I'm with my mom and she's throwing something away, I'm like, wait a minute, what is that? I have to look up how much it is, and I'm like, it's like for instance, Sobe. I'm like, wait a minute, let me look these up, and I look at it, oh, stop what you're doing. We're keeping those.
No, for sure. Yeah, it's I don't have anything crazy in my background, just a couple Funko Pops. This is all going to change here in the next
Funko Pops go for money, man.
Yeah, these are all cheap ones, though. They're nothing crazy. I have a couple of custom ones. Let me grab one. It'll take my lights down. My lights keep falling down from the
You're like, wait a minute.
Right there.
Man, not do that. Yeah.
They keep falling down, so they're laying on the Funko Pop.
All right, hold on.
Somebody that we know made a couple of custom Buddy Elf Funko Pops for us.
You want to go back in time a little bit? All right, listen. If you're a kid and you liked Micro Machines,
oh yeah,
okay, I have the original Micro Machines Star Wars. This one's Darth Vader's lightsaber Micro Machines in the box, unopened. Okay, we got some stuff around here, baby. Goes back where they go though. That's in the do not sell pile. That's in the daddy's keeping.
I don't remember if you remember this one. I can't remember what it's called because it's been so long since I had it. It was G.I. Joe, okay? And it was the big, huge command station that would open up, and it actually had wheels. I mean, this thing was huge. It was probably 4 feet by 3 feet, stood high. This box, I remember this box, my dad giving me this box, was probably about this long, this tall, and you had to put it together. I can't remember what it's called, but it was a huge command center.
Bro, I had the Cobra Dome.
It was huge.
Yeah.
I wish I still had. I can't even remember what it's called.
My wife makes fun of me.
Command center.
My wife makes fun of me because I recently got all my G.I. Joes from my parents, and I helped them clean out their garage probably a year ago. And had a bunch of G.I. Joe vehicles. And there was a piece of the Cobra Dome. Mind you, it's broken in pieces. I didn't throw that. I had to keep it. eBay, looked up on eBay. Worth, almost four figs in pieces.
Yeah. Right? That's stuff you can't find anymore,
But it's just,
there's a lot of stuff I wish I had back.
Nostalgia sells, we'll say that. But this is not that cast. One day maybe we will make a nostalgia cast. That's what it'll be called.
Maybe after the football
nostalgia
season,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, football ends sometime. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about football news, but it might be just become the nostalgia cast until then.
All right, let's get back to it.
All right, back to football. Back to football. First off, we talked about we tied the week. We both went 9-5 for our weekly picks. I'm still 6 games ahead of you.
Yeah, excuse you, huh? Excuse you, he says.
Excuse me.
I'm getting ready.
Oh, you writing it down? You writing it down? Oh man, he's writing them down. This is how I know it's starting to get serious, because you started writing them down. And the fact that you tied this week is pretty impressive.
Yeah. There's no more ties here. Okay?
But I forgot to say it at the beginning.
We've got to make strides in getting it back. So we got many weeks left. Oh, I will be trying.
I forgot to say it at the very beginning, though. We are live on Twitch. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you would like to watch it live, we are live every Tuesday some, it does scatter around the time, but usually around 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. Around that range is when we start. If not, if you're watching it live and you would like to watch it on YouTube, you can go to the DukNilla YouTube channel and you can rewatch it there or rewatch it on Twitch as long as the VOD stays up. But yeah, we enjoy you guys watching our content however you watch it. And maybe you're in the future right now, a year from now, and you want to see our hot takes. I'm just saying. I guarantee James from the future is way better than James from the past. So to my future self, I'm sorry you made some of these decisions, but it's made you who you are now, and don't forget it.
Right. Same here. Especially in these picks. We're about to make drastic changes here, okay?
Oh, baby.
No more of these crazy picks. We gotta pick away on that lead.
You will try. Real quick though, I want to touch into our best ball league. We are still not in the top 2. This is the last week coming up. I'm trying to load it up here. If I last checked, we're only like 30 points behind second, so it's doable. We need a big week from our team though, and it's not out. We're not out of it by any means. So here we go. Let me pull it up real quick. I had it up, and of course my phone went down. All right, we're less than I said. We're 16 points. 16 points behind second.
Okay.
So we could pull it out. We have a path to get to second place. And baby, if our team could do that,
you know what's killing us. We talk about it every week.
Our quarterback play this week was awesome. Golf did amazing this week. We'll get into that in a minute. We will get into that in a minute.
It's about time. We have been hot trash at that position.
Hey, and what's sad is we're in battle for second. That's the messed up part, baby. I'm just saying, if we make it, and one of those two pop off, baby, we good. We good. Well, with that said, let's get into it. Week 13. Week 13, game 1, Thursday night. We had the Cowboys versus the Saints. The Cowboys taking the W. I took the Saints in this game, and I really want to defend my pick here. All right.
What is there to defend? You picked bad. That's all.
It was in New Orleans, and I wanted to give New Orleans credit for how good they play at home. Watching this game, you would have thought this was a Cowboys home game.
Yeah.
The crowd was cheering the Cowboys more than the Saints. It was insane, man. It was crazy.
Come on.
I was like, this is not home. What is going on? And then the boys couldn't even move. I mean, not the Cowboys, but the Saints boys couldn't even move the football.
Yeah.
It was pathetic. Michael Thomas,
Taysom Hill.
There's Taysom Hill looked like hot trash. I love his story. Great human being, but I don't think he's a starting QB for the NFL.
Look, you got to give him benefit of doubt on this. He had a bad game, first start. Rushing was great. He had a bum finger.
I would say he was injured, but he wasn't going to sit out for nothing for his first start ever. He wasn't going to do it.
He wasn't messing around.
And he was pumped for this game. That's why I said I love his story, love his human, but I don't know if he was ready.
Right.
And and the Cowboys, even with that, they won the game. They looked all right. I'm still not sold on the Cowboys. This game, if anything, made me question the Cowboys more. Like, I have more questions on how deep I think this team... Because right now, they're a playoff team. I don't know how deep they could go in the playoffs. I have some major questions with this team. And I don't know. Overall, though, this game was still enjoyable to watch. You really hated seeing Taysom Hill look like trash, though.
Right.
All right, next up on the dock, we had... the Miami Dolphins going up against the New York Giants. Miami just taking down the Giants. I took the Giants in this one for a surprise pick. This is where you thought you were running the table.
I thought, here we go. This is gonna be a good week. I'm 2-0 against them right now. We got this.
You're running the table. I honestly
feeling good.
I felt the Giants were gonna pull their bootstraps up and start playing some good football, but it just proved to me. I mean, Kenny Galladay is hot trash. He played better with the Lions, but it might have been that I gotta prove it attitude. Like when he was here in Detroit, he had that like, let me show you who I am. Let me prove it. When I see him in New York, he looks lazy. He doesn't run block. He looks like he's taking plays off. It breaks my heart. I love Kenny G with the smoothest routes, but he looked lazy. Looked like crap out there.
Well, I mean, I think they lost because Mike Glennon was quarterback. I mean, you can't expect him to.
I can't. But I mean, I still
from the beginning. So
I think this team has a work ethic problem. They have an injury problem for sure.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, when your main three stars are injured over half the season, Barkley, right, Galladay, and Daniel Jones, that's a big problem.
Oh yeah.
On top of questions on the offensive line, your defense is okay, but they have more questions than answers for this team. The Dolphins just play better football. The Dolphins are on a hot streak. No spoilers yet, but I feel the Dolphins have some potential for the future. Mm-hmm. They're not eliminated from playoff contention by any means, by the way.
No, they need to pretty much win out or only lose one for any potential chance.
Well, it's not the 45 different things the Lions needed to happen. Which guess what? They didn't make it. One of the teams they need to lose one, so they're out.
They're already out.
They didn't. They're done. It's game over. I hate the NFL's playoff picture. I'm over here looking at it so I can get a better picture. I'm looking at it on my phone. That's how it is. I'm going to Yahoo Sports. # not a sponsor. To give me a better outlook. All right, Miami, I said they're in the hunt. They're in the hunt. They're 2 games behind. Plenty of football left to play. But it's looking like it might be over. All right, let's move on to the trouncing. The Indianapolis Colts beat the Texans 31-10. Do you know what their combined record is this season? The combined games?
No.
It's like 64-3. Like that. If you take the Colts and Texans 2 games combined, it's like 64-3. It's absurd. The Colts just have the Texans number this year. Besides for the Texans just being hot garbage, but I think we're all sold on the Colts as being a good team. Right now they're right outside the playoff picture, but they look like a complete team. Carson Wentz finding his way in the offense. I know you've been sold on Carson Wentz, not the whole season, but as recently, you've been really sold on him.
Yeah, recently. I mean, he didn't have a huge impact on the game. The rushing was.
I know you were at one point comparing him to a Sam we shall not name.
Yeah, no, he's past that comparison.
Okay, I'm glad we're past that.
He's definitely much better than him. He's having a better year, that's for sure. I mean, he's been injury prone, so he's been going through a lot with that, and he hasn't had the greatest of offensive lines. So it seems like he's having a better year. I mean, they're still only a 500 team roughly right now, right? So they still have a chance, but they got to do some more winning for that to work. So
how does it make you feel that the Texans have not been eliminated from the playoffs yet?
I'm not surprised. It's just the way this year has gone. There's been a lot of subpar teams.
Their odds this week are worse than the Lions were last week. I think they need 70 things to happen from here on.
There's no chance ever gonna happen like that. But Colts play good. I mean,
next up,
how many games have we seen a 0 from a team? 1 or 2? You know what I mean? This is probably the second game. So it's been That's pretty bad.
I told you at the beginning some of these images didn't fit the screen totally, and it was for good reason.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions played the Vikings. The Lions! Get the streamers! Get the poppers! Fire off the fireworks! I really needed my soundboard up for this one. Oh, baby.
You coming in hot, girl?
Oh, man. Oh, baby time. See, she
little
came to
one.
celebrate, baby. She came to celebrate.
She's going to be on for a little bit. This is what she does. When it's night time,
oh, baby.
she comes running to me thinking I won't put her to bed. You know, she'll come sit on my lap for about 5-10 minutes before bedtime.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah, it's good. She's spoiled rotten. That's what we are. We are dads first and foremost, baby, and that's what we do.
That's right. So
with that said, my Lions got their first win, baby.
And you know why? I didn't pick them this week.
Yeah,
the first time I haven't picked them.
You got that big L. Your first. This is when my comeback started, right here. You were feeling all warm and cozy with your 2-0 lead.
Go get your drink. It's okay.
It breaks my heart. This breaks my heart, man.
Right?
It ain't bedtime, man. You let her stay up. Uncle Vanilla says she can stay up. Give her some pop.
Half hour past her.
No, you give her some soda pop.
Oh no. Let's hear it, Daddy. Oh,
Daddy.
No. And it's not to put her to bed because she wants mom to put her to bed. She just wants to sit on my lap.
Oh yeah, you want that daddy attention. You know, that's how that goes. And then when they're teenagers, they don't want anything to do with
you. Right.
And you wish they would go back to that moment.
Oh yeah. Oh, she's going off.
Hey, she going off on you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. This is how you know it's a live show, though, baby.
I know. It's like, oh man. Oh well. Anyway, this was good. It came down to what the last field goal or last thing, didn't it?
No, they scored a touchdown at the very last play. Double zeros on the board.
Right.
Touchdown to win it.
Good night, honey. Love you. See you in a minute.
I thought this was over. I thought the game was over after that field goal. I'm like, that's how we lose. Every time.
Again. Right.
Every time we lose, this is how it is.
Yeah.
And they did it. We actually did it.
Yeah. This was a good win for them. They needed that. You know, you don't ever want to see any team go undefeated or defeated and not win a game.
I will say this. I know how you feel because I do this with the Browns. Sometimes I pick against the Browns, but I'm actually rooting for the Browns. I know deep down you chose the Vikings, but you secretly wanted the Lions to win.
Oh, 100%. We needed that.
I know how you.
This was devastating to Minnesota more than anything.
Oh, Minnesota fans heartbroken.
They still had playoff potential.
Oh yeah,
it's very limited now. But
all right, let's look at their playoff picture. I mean, they're definitely on the outside looking in for sure. They're only a game and a half away, really. I mean, potentially a game depending on how things shake up.
Yeah, they're not too.
They're in division game. I mean, no, right. they're a solid game and a half. They're a solid game and a half away. Plenty of time though. I mean, we're talking 5 more games in the season. Not undoable at all. But you're definitely on the outside looking in. You got Philly above you. You have the 3 teams, the Rams, Washington, and San Francisco, all above you in the picture at the moment. The Eagles are actually the surprise for me that they're so high up there and still in it.
Right.
Like that's the most biggest surprise to me.
Yeah, we'll talk about them in a minute.
Oh, we will, baby, because we're actually talking about them right now.
All right.
The Jets and the Eagles. I actually took the Jets in this one, but I want to say this now. If I knew Gardner the Man Minshew was starting, this would have been an Eagles slam dunk. We would have been talking about this, all right? We would have talked about that magical jockstrap of his and everything. Oof. This man's pregame rituals are legendary.
That stash, bro.
That stash. Oh. Look, I got my pep in my step. I'm sitting up.
His after the game was just, it was so awesome. He was wearing his bomber jacket, hugging his dad, and just so pumped up, man. It was so pumped up.
Gardner, if you listen to this podcast, because we know you do. We know you do. Please come on the show. You know, talk to us. Tell us about it. We would love to hear from you.
We were excited for you, buddy. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
I messaged Duck immediately. I'm like, hey, if
Yes.
I would have known he was starting,
That's a lucky one for me. That's all.
this was bull. I mean, at this point, Duck's feeling pretty good with the 3-1 lead.
Yeah.
Though.
Right? I'm
Pretty
like,
good.
this is gonna be a good week. We're going to be a 2 or at least 3.
Now, talking about these teams real quick, the Jets, we're off them. They're not a playoff team, right? This is a future bound team. The Eagles, I just talked about them. They're in the hunt. I will say this: if Minshew starts, I'm putting this team on notice. If Minshew starts the rest of the season, I am putting this team on notice. Watch out. This team could be fan-freaking-tastic. Watch out. Please, put on the record. I'm going to put them in the playoff picture if he starts. Without him, they are not. I mark my words on that one. Take it to the bank. Any final notes on the Minshew team? They're not the Philadelphia. They're the Philadelphia Minshew.
No, I think they're right there. You know, San Fran lost. Washington's on a nice win streak right now. So they put them up, but you got it between, Washington, San Fran, Philly. I put even Minnesota in there. I might even put Carolina in this mix.
Oh, for sure.
Ain't no way am I putting Atlanta or New Orleans in this. They have no chance.
Yeah, I'm the same. I don't think Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta could get red hot though, but I just don't. I don't see the talent there.
Right. Uh
oh.
Can you hear that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I might have to. You might have to go on from it. Let me go take care of this real quick.
No, you're good. I'll move on to the next team while you go.
Right, I'm right back.
Go be super daddy, baby. You go. You go, baby. Get that super daddy. All right. Next up, though, we had the. Oh man, what is this? The Arizona Cardinals going up against the Bears in. I almost said Ford Field. In Soldier Field. 33-22. Kyler Murray back in action, baby. This game was red hot. I was super excited. Kyler Murray back in action. I wish Duck was here. When he gets back, we're definitely going to be talking about Kyler Murray because I want to know his thoughts with him coming back. But the Bears, again, this is not a team I know. Speaking for Duck, we're not sold on these guys. They are not a now team. They are a future team. Kyler Murray, 10 rushes, 52 yards, 2 tutties. Big time play. Big time guy right there. 11 for 15, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. Receivers, not very good on, no receiver really stood out. But when you have Kyler Murray back, it's all you need. Bears, not so much. Talking about the Kyler Murray comeback show.
Did he play this week? I did not even get a chance to watch this game.
I just talked about him. He ran for 10 carries, 52 yards, 2 tutties. 3 for 15, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns. Nice.
So 4 touchdowns for Kyler Murray. None of the receivers really stood out. No one really got many targets. No. The top target, they got 2.
2
or 3. Excuse me. Christian Kirk got 3 targets, 1 reception.
He only threw it 15 times. They did a lot of running in this game.
But I think that was weather. It was a raining game.
Chicago,
cold. Yeah.
It's cold up in this northern.
Which gives some of these cold weather teams, coming at these couple weeks, we're going to be talking about a lot of cold weather. And when we talk about Monday night, we're going to talk about cold weather. And some of these teams are better prepared for cold weather. Chicago is one of them. They're a team that's going to be better in cold weather. I question a rookie QB in that weather, but teams like them are going to be, a Philly's a prime example. They're going to be great. But yeah, Kyler Murray coming back, big news, big time football. They're looking amazing. Power rankings better be number 1. All I'm saying. Next up, we had the Cincinnati Bengals.
Took a loss on this one.
Yeah, you did. Lost to the LA Chargers. Yeah. I almost took the Cincinnati Bengals. I had to double check myself because I'm like, I'm pretty sure I took Cincinnati, didn't I? I didn't. Yeah. I didn't. I don't recall what I was thinking.
LA has just been up and down all season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're getting blown out, and they're blowing people out. You know, it's like there's been a lot of teams like that this year. It's just been crazy.
Yeah, this was definitely a tough game to call for sure. Definitely a coin flip for me. I'm pretty sure I probably said something along those lines. Mm-hmm. Just looking back at the game, like if I look at these two teams playing again this week, I'd still be like, man, I would not have told you this game would have been such a blowout, 41-22. I wouldn't have said it. 6 sacks in the game, pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely Chargers defense stood, came to play ball. Bengals, I'm not worried about the Bengals too much. Still in the playoff picture, still with a healthy lead over the competition.
This was a big thing for the Browns, though. Them losing and the
Baltimore.
We won't talk about the Browns because they're not there, but Baltimore losing too. So
we're gonna get into it this week.
Standings. Yep.
Oh shoot! I just flipped my. Okay. Yep. These are 2 playoff wild card teams at the moment, and I think they're both gonna. I don't know. I think the Chargers might win their division. Depends on if they play the Chiefs again, which I have to look at right now. They do play the Chiefs again. They play them this week, actually. No, they play them next week. They play the Chiefs not this coming week, the next coming week. Then they play Houston. I think this team can win their division. Looking at their upcoming games, I think so. Let me look at the Chiefs here. I want to see the Chiefs' future schedule.
Chiefs are a 5-game winning streak.
I think. Right I'm gonna go with. I think the Chargers are winning this division. No. Looking at the upcoming games, I really do think that. I mean, you face Las Vegas, who already. I guess they beat Las Vegas. I think it's going to come down to that game. It's going to come down to that game, I think. But we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be a close one. I think it's having my gut. I don't think the Chiefs are going to win their division. Next up, no surprise here. I mean, I will say this was a surprise at the beginning of the half. The Falcons were putting up a bit of a fight. Buccaneers winning 30-17 against the Falcons. Duck almost took the Falcons. I heard it in his voice.
No.
Tom Brady is 10-0 in his career against Atlanta, including the playoffs.
Tom Brady can have one arm and still beat this
as
team,
Aaron Rodgers would say. Tom Brady would say to Atlanta, "I own you." Right. Atlanta's still in the playoff picture, and they're healthily still in there. I don't think they are. They're getting a little hot. They're getting a little lukewarm. Losing to the Bucs, I don't think it's the biggest loss. I'll say this: if Atlanta would have beat the Bucs, we would have been singing a different tune for sure. We would be talking about them boiling hot.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I mean, the Bucs look like the Bucs out there, getting the ball down there, getting the tutties. Our boy Gronk getting in there, really needed that. Next up, we had the Rams just absolutely demolishing the Jaguars. But this is who the Rams are. They could just trample these bad teams, but they can't beat the good teams. Right. I mean, right now the Rams sitting at a healthy wild card spot. I don't know how they have to beat Carolina, right? Carolina's 10-2. So I think they're the number 1 wild card seed. I don't think the Rams are getting that division. The Cardinals would have to just implode And the Rams have proven to implode.
Yeah, there's no chance they'll take that division. The Rams,
I think the Jaguars have a better chance of making the
I
playoffs.
don't know. Each week it's been a rough game, rough for them. Yeah, they're gonna win this. I mean, anybody's really beating Jacksonville, right? They're I think playoffs, sure, but loss first round for them. I don't see them going very far. I don't that pickup. I mean, let's look at what did Odell do for this game?
He got a touchdown. Pretty much in garbage time. Game's well ahead.
Why is this? Kept scrolling and it would stay where it was at.
Using NFL.com, their site sucks.
2 receptions, 5 targets. So, and one of those targets, I know he was a drop because he was looking to see who was about to smack him, and that could have been a touchdown pass, but
for sure. This team
he couldn't even catch the ball. So
this team's got. I don't know about this team for
I'm
the
a little
future,
worried
man.
about him.
This team's built for now, not the future.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Which is great news for Stafford because this is his prove it time. Like, you have everything around you, man. You got ball. I mean, Odell Beckham is a baller receiver. He's an athletic machine. Cooper Kupp is like stereotypical prototype Matthew Stafford player. Like that's who Stafford likes to throw, and he is who he likes.
And Kupp is great.
So yeah, leads the league. So I have this is it, man. You got a good running game, good line. Your defense is like supposed to be the best.
Yeah, I don't know.
So this is the make it or break it for a lot of things with this team. I'm rooting for him though. I do like Stafford's my boy for life, so I'll be rooting for the Rams for as long as he's there. Next up, we had a very close. This was a good game. The coin finally got it wrong. Right. There was a coin that predicted the Raiders' wins and losses.
I told you it was going to be wrong.
Washington, right? Red hot, complete shocker. Came down to last minute.
We both picked them.
Yeah, we both took Washington.
I went with Taylor Heineke on this.
Heineke, great story. We talk about that every week, but
he had a good game.
He's so risky.
He is, but it's kind of like the Gardner Minshew, right? We got a lot.
No. Ryan Fitzpatrick would have been the Gardner Minshew. Fitzmagic would have. I put this team in second round of playoffs if you had Ryan Fitzpatrick. This team might be debatably my Super Bowl favorite under the Arizona Cardinals. Like this team is hot. I love this team.
What team?
If you put Washington
Super Bowl favorite
right under the Arizona Cardinals, this team beat the Bucs, bro.
Come on,
this team with Tyler Heineke.
Listen, you got Tom Brady. He doesn't. There's no reason for him to win every single game.
I agree. He's playoff Tom for a reason.
There's reasons that they're playing, and then they just they kind of just stride through some games. Got to lose a few. Tom Brady's still on the top to win the Super Bowl. There's no breaking that until it actually happens. The Arizona Cardinals, I don't care who it is. Until he is dethroned, until he makes it or doesn't make it, then we'll talk about it.
Listen,
other than that, there's no way.
My wife will contest. It's Tom Perfect in our house, but I was still put. If you put Ryan Fitzmagic as your starting QB for the Washington football team, they would be my number 2 seed right under Arizona. Fitz, if you're watching this, come on the show. We'd love to have you. I'll give you your own window right in the middle. I'll move the logo.
You just take my spot. There's no way. That's number 2. There's no way. Even with
absolutely.
No.
Oh, 100%. This team, their defense is so good. And their offense has all-star players. McLaurin, amazing receiver, great route runner, elite speed. Antonio Gibson, amazing running back. I am sold on this team if they had they have a competent quarterback, but if they had a over competent quarterback, I would be ecstatic, as I am now for them. But let's move on. We got more football to talk about. We had Duck very happy to see this one. Even though you took the Ravens.
I did.
I told you. I called this game. I told you. I said it out loud. The Steelers were going to beat the Ravens. It's not my fault they made it a little more dramatic than it needed to be.
Well, it was a colder game too, and I don't know. Yeah, I didn't. This is a dumpster fire of a game. I watched it.
The Steel Curtain won this game. If this game was the reverse at home, I might have taken the other team. But we talked about this. Lamar Jackson is the team.
Mm-hmm.
And they lose with him, they win with him. I still am sold. If they lose Lamar Jackson, this team's garbage fire.
If Lamar Jackson could throw it to himself, it would be.
This team would be even better.
Yeah, right. But it's like, it's he's not.
I don't want to take too much off of him because he is.
But it just proves you he's not the best of throwers, and that's where his flaw is.
Mm-hmm.
Because that throw, he should have made that throw to Andrews to win the game. He should have. But it was off by an inch. If he had one more inch, he could have very easily made that throw better. But it just.
Well, we're going to get into some throwing of a team that won. And even the announcers called this one. But we'll get a little bit. Right now the Ravens playoff picture. I just want to get into this real quick before we move on from them. 8-4, battling for the number 1 seed. I mean, every team right now has 4 losses. Every team. Right now the Patriots are at 9-4, with a game ahead on all these other teams. It looks like they are solidly a game ahead of all the other teams. They're a game and a half. But I mean, Baltimore. I'm looking at their sheet here. They face the Browns this week. I will give a little bit of spoiler alert. They're going to lose. So I mean, you got your division's pretty hot. I just don't see them. I don't see them taking it. I don't. I really don't. I mean, I've been wrong many of times. I just don't see it. But so going into next, I said this too. I called this game. Duck, you were on a very big losing streak here.
Yeah.
You were up 3-1, and this is your third loss in a row right here. This is where Daddy came back. I called this last week. I said the Seattle Seahawks, and I've said since from week 1, they would not be a 500 team this year. But I said not this week. This week they weren't going to get that last loss to prove me right. They were going to beat the 49ers, and they did it.
Yeah, I can't believe
my question for Duck is, how concerned for the 49ers are you?
Pretty concerned. I think they've got a lot of competition within their division, within NFC. I mean, look at the playoff. They're in the playoff hunt. They're in the wild card right now. But there's still a lot of teams that can overtake that. I don't know. I don't know what I haven't really looked at the details of like how Garoppolo's been playing this year, because there was that quarterback controversy at the beginning of the year. They play at the Bengals next game. That's going to be a tough game for them. I can see them losing that game. They play Atlanta. That's another tough game. 5-7 at home. They play Tennessee. 8-4. Houston, they'll win that. And then they play at the Rams. So they have a tough schedule. I don't see them making the playoffs. I really don't. I think there's some teams, they might beat Cincinnati. But I see them losing to maybe Atlanta, Tennessee, Rams, losing another 2 or 3 games.
Let's give a playoff picture real quick. We'll say the Rams are in solid. That's your number 1 wild card. So now we're battling for the other 2 spots. Right now you have Washington ahead of them, so we'll put them in. Put San Fran right now. We'll put Philly in. Then we'll go into like there's 4, 5, and 7 teams. We'll name them all. We're not sold on many of them, but so right now we have Washington, San Fran, Philly, Minnesota, Carolina, Atlanta, New Orleans. You got to pick 2 of those teams. If Gardner Minshew is continuously starting, I might put Philly in there. I'm not sold that Carolina's out yet. Minnesota, I will still say Minnesota could put a fighting chance up. You lose to the Lions, who have played. The Lions are a tough play. No matter what anyone says, they've only been blown out by 1 team this year.
Yeah, every game's been close. Every game's been close.
And that loss was to Philly, which I like I said, if Minshew starts, I think Philly could do good. But like these other teams, I mean, San Fran could be a physical team. But when you look at a team like the Philly, I think Philly can be more physical than you. I think Minnesota could be more physical than you.
Right.
Washington, I 100% think could be more physical than you.
Minnesota's hurting on defense, specifically the defensive line. There are a lot of guys out. Either whether they're injured or sick or something. That's a tough one. I think this is going to be between, I think Philly has a really good chance of making it in there and knocking out San Fran. I mean, I like Washington, but they still have 5 games left, so
you got a lot to prove still.
Yeah, and they're on a 4-game winning streak. They're bound to lose a game here, whether it's the next one or not.
I don't want to throw these teams out yet. Let's be honest. The Giants, Chicago, Seattle are still within contention. It is not out of the realm of possibility. They are 3 games behind with 5 left. They are not out. We've seen crazier things happen.
Look, we've never seen that craziness, and especially those teams.
We saw the 8-8 Giants win a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I am just saying, weird things have happened. We have seen teams go from being like probability of 10% or lower, and all of a sudden they make it. So, are they still in here? Yes. I'm not sold on their odds, though. I'm not sold on these teams being able to, win out the season at all. Seattle, we've talked about this. Too many questions, too many problems. Chicago, you're starting a rookie QB every week. Your team's falling apart. Head coaching problems. New York, your team's slacking. Injuries everywhere. A lot of questions with the offense. New Orleans, your starting QB's hurt. They're 5-7. In Atlanta, we're just not sold on. So then it really comes down to Carolina. And we can make an argument that they're not ready with Cam. We could say Cam's back to being the Cam that lost him the job. Minnesota, we could say, is just a mediocre football team that just lost to the Lions. Philly, we could say that Jalen Hurts isn't ready. And San Fran, we could talk about also some of the injuries they have. But I think when it comes down to who has less of those questions, it comes down to Philly, San Fran, and Washington. And if Cam could play like Superman Cam, I'll put Carolina in there. I think Cam Newton needs to throw his body away. I think Cam Newton, to keep his career, needs to play like old Cam and put his body at risk. And it hurts my soul to say that because I don't want to see Cam get hurt. But I don't think he could play football at the elite level and still keep his job next year.
Yeah, I don't see them.
Might be a hot take.
They're gonna. There's 2 They have to play Tampa Bay twice in the last 5 games. They're also playing Buffalo. They play Atlanta and at New Orleans, so they have a tough schedule of anything to make it
definitely an uphill battle for Carolina.
You might see Tampa. You might see Tom Brady
if they play Tampa twice. Saying that, talk about that. I'm comfortable taking them out.
Yeah.
Now they can lose those 2 games and still make it. There's a path for that.
It's been that crazy this year, right?
Like I mean, you're only a game. Let's see, Carolina, they're a game and a half away. So that's 3 games out of those 2 losses. It's totally possible.
Right.
I mean, totally possible. You just need Washington or San Fran to lose those 2 games. I mean, do we have any teams that have locked a playoff spot yet? I think Arizona's got to be the closest, right?
Yeah.
I think if they win this week, they lock.
Yeah. Nobody's locked yet.
Yeah. So I think Arizona's the closest with a win. They lock. Which I'm locking them in. I'm locking them in. I'm locking them in. All right, let's move on to our next game. We had the Broncos kind of getting just beat up by the Chiefs, 22-9. But this game, the score really does not tell the full story of this game. Played in Arrowhead, really tough place to play, but the Chiefs, even the announcer said it. The Patrick Mahomes looks like he's too comfortable throwing the ball sidearm. Like he looks like he's trying to throw the ball like a baseball. Mm-hmm. And he's doing it when he doesn't need to, making bad throws. And I think a lot of, Mahomes, sit down, listen for a minute. Listen. You don't need to make an amazing throw, like a sidearm throw, every time. And yes, when he does do it and the receiver catches the ball and it's an amazing, oh my God, it went around a guy's body, the guy got a first down. It's amazing. We see it. It makes a highlight reel. But those 10 drops, because he threw it that way, should overshadow that and not the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I believe this kid is going to get some, like, coaching things. He's going to get a QB coach to try to work some of that out within the next couple of years. I think he needs it. I really do think he needs it for this team to be successful. Because he's going to be getting paid a lot more. And this team's going to be struggling because they ain't going to be able to afford the players they have.
Right.
As far as the Broncos, they're not out of it. They are a game and a half away from playoff contention. I will say this: the AFC is much more competitive. Like a lot more teams, right? If we look at the teams, none of these wild card teams are really like sold yet either. The Chargers, Cincinnati, Buffalo, all 7-5. Below them is Pittsburgh at 6-5-1. Go my Lions. Then Indy at 7-6. Then you have the Chargers at 6-6. Cleveland at 6-6. Denver at 6-6.
Raiders at 6-6, not the Chargers.
Oh, did I say Chargers? Thank you.
Yeah. Right.
So Denver, Cleveland, the Raiders 6-6. Then you have Miami, who's still in there at 6-7. Yeah. So there's a lot of teams compete. I mean, we could see a whole combination of different teams. We could see all 3 of those teams that are in there right now out of there.
Right.
So I mean, it is a crapshoot. Denver still has a good as a chance as anyone. I'm not putting Denver in there though. I don't know about you, but I'm not putting Denver in the playoff hunt. I'm not putting them in the picture. They're recordly, statistically still in the hunt. I'm not putting them in the hunt though. I'm not sold that they can do it. You look like you want to put them in there. You look. No. I'm looking. You look like. You look like you're thinking about it.
I was looking at their home and away. You know how they're pretty decent. They've been 3-3 on each, I guess. They haven't really. Their division. They're 1-2. No, I don't see them in. I mean, their net points is good. Typically when you see a team with net points, they're normally up there and doing pretty well. So I'm watching that as well, But we got Washington, at 6-6, and they have net points of -51, and they're
Boom.
already they're in the wild card. But that 4-win streak is big. They just lost some big games, Um, Browns are at -13 in net points. You have Indianapolis is at 8 plus 88, and they're not even in the wild card. But
Which blows my mind.
right, I mean that's a huge amount, to be different.
Look at the Ravens turnover differential. That'll blow your mind.
Yeah.
That'll straight blow your mind.
Right.
And they're an 8-4 team. Blows my mind every time.
Right.
Look at it. I'm like, no way.
Yeah, it just brings me back to the last game they played with the Browns. It's just the Browns should have won that game.
We will get into that. We will get into that.
4 interceptions, you should win a game. So,
all right. Last but not least, for the last week recap, we have Buffalo and I almost said New Orleans, New England Patriots. Buffalo and New England Patriots. We both took Buffalo this week. New England's looking legit.
Yeah, but Mac Jones, man.
Mac Jones.
All they did was run this game. It was bad weather. I get it.
Did you see that 15-yard punt? The ball almost went backwards.
2 for 3. No, I did not see that.
The 15-yard punt. The wind was so bad.
What the last time this was?
They couldn't throw.
Back in the 70s.
Yeah, I
think it was 1976.
This was
I
bad.
remember what game it was. 2 for 3 for 19 yards.
Dude, you could not throw this game. This game
Josh
was
Allen
bad.
Evidently could. I mean, it didn't.
Josh Allen has a cannon for an arm as well.
He does. I know.
But no, this was not a throwing game. Yeah, this was not. This was a running game. This was inclement weather for sure. It was run the ball. Even though this just brought me back to remember that Browns meme I sent you?
Yeah.
It's third of what we're gonna do. Deep zone. Oh crap! It didn't work. Next time. Deep zone.
That's crazy.
I love that meme.
That's crazy.
But I'm not worried too much about Buffalo. I'm more sold on New England though. I get it's a weather game, but this is what New England's good at is inclement weather games. They embrace it.
Yeah, I mean, Mac Jones though, this is probably his coldest game he's ever played in. Being from this, I don't know exactly where he lives, where he's originally from, high school wise, but I mean, played in the South, So this was a big game. This was a good game for them. Seeing the Patriots are really, 7-game win streak right now, playing well. We'll see if they can continue it.
Mm-hmm.
We still got a lot of season left. It's one of those things where some teams are really playing well and doing well, but there's a potential for them to kind of pewter out here a little bit too. So we'll see.
Absolutely. With that said, that wraps up our recap of Week 13. Next up, we have the DukNilla Olduk recap. Oh my God, everything started auto playing. But recap of NFL power rankings criticism.
Yes.
I think I say different every week, but yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is, right? So we know who's not at the bottom of the barrel anymore.
Oh, I haven't got there yet.
Detroit is not at the bottom. Guess who's at the bottom?
Who? Oh, I'm not there
Texans.
Yet. Texans. I think I said last week they deserve to be the bottom.
Well, yeah.
I think I did say that.
Jacksonville stayed at 31. And then
keep going. I'm gonna be right back.
Detroit Lions moved up to rank 30 from the bottom. So that win was a good one for them. I'm happy for them. I'm glad they got that win. Jets stayed at 29. Falcons stayed at 28. Bears stayed at 27. So now we're starting to see consistent people staying at the same place of where they're at. I think some of those are bye, but otherwise, they're just. We're starting to see where these teams are going to end up at the end of the year potentially. New Orleans Saints moved back 1 to 26. Carolina Panthers moved back 1 to 25. Jets moved back 1 to 24. The Giants, excuse me. Denver Broncos moved back 4 spots. That's quite a bit from 19 to 23. yeah, that game, like we were talking about with Kansas City, just wasn't a great game for both teams, but they just couldn't do much with it. Seattle Seahawks moved up 4 from 26 to 22. I'm in agreement with James on this with the Seahawks. I don't think they're gonna hit that 500 mark. They're having a pretty rough year this year, so
Oh, it'd
we've
be
talked
good to
about them
have
pretty
that
much.
at the beginning of the year.
We pretty much talk about them every week, and how they're doing.
Yeah, but everyone looked at me
Lost,
like a crazy man
right?
when I said it
Las
week one.
Vegas. Yeah, I wasn't, because I was sold on Russell as a quarterback with potentially doing a lot with it, but it's not the team of old. So, and we're seeing that this year for sure. Las Vegas Raiders are moved back from 17 to 21 after their loss to Washington. Philadelphia Eagles moved up 2 spots from 22 to 20. Gardner is you if you haven't, you need to go watch Gardner Minshew's post game celebration with his dad.
You also need to look up his pregame
It
workout.
was awesome. I have not seen that. I will have to go look at that because I like this guy.
You have not seen his pregame rituals?
No. I'll have to go. We'll watch it afterwards. But if you haven't, everybody else needs to go check it out too. But watch this video in length, in full. Just got me pumped up and excited. I mean, I thought he was gonna push his dad down. I mean, as much as he was going back and forth, he was pumped. It was great to see. This kid is good. I'm excited to see him continue to do well. Minnesota moved back 5 spots. Oh, hold on. My son had his stream up and he was yelling in my ear. Minnesota moved back from 14 to 19 with that loss. 5 spots. I mean, those first team, the one team to actually get their first win, you deserve to move back some spots, I think. Pittsburgh Steelers moved up 3 from 21 to 18. I think last week we were like, oh, we're going to see them drop back because I thought Baltimore was going to win. But, I mean, this was a big win for Pittsburgh to really keep going. We're seeing Ben play a little bit better now, too. We're seeing a little bit more excitement in him. We're seeing him, want to be there and play. So you might see some more upsets. You might see them there. You might potentially see them in the playoffs if he keeps up going what he was doing. There's a possibility. TJ Watt, played great too. He had 3.5 sacks. As much as I hate to say it, they're looking good right now at the right time. So Washington moved up 3 from 20 to 17. Taylor had a decent game, made some mistakes, but played pretty well. They won. A win is a win in the NFL, right? It's not college. You don't really judge on the type of win you get, but they're 6-6 and they're right in the playoff hunt as well. Cleveland had a bye, did not play. They're still at rank 16. Hopefully this bye is the big thing they need. There's a lot of issues with this team right now, so I'm hoping we see what happens with this team. If hope Baker got some relief and injury free. Hopefully, he had a lot of little things, nicks going on, and some issues there. But I'm hesitant about them. Going into this next game is a huge game for them. They've got to win. It's a must win, no matter what. So we'll see what happens. Miami went from 18 to 15 with their win. Tua had a good game. It was good to see him play well. I think he's been dealing with some injuries throughout the year, and so it's good to see him doing pretty decent. San Fran moved out of the top 10 to 14. A game that they shouldn't have lost, right? They would be in a much better position if they won this game, being 7-5. But
it's an individual game. I always say take with a grain of salt in division games. You can lose Minnesota and the Lions. If we want to give Minnesota a ton of crap, you lost to the Lions. You play twice a year.
Right. and
You
they're
have each
overconfident.
other's numbers.
I think
It's
both of these teams, both San Fran and Vikings, went into it overconfident, thinking they're just gonna this was an easy bye type of win for them, and
I
it
want
didn't.
to.
It didn't
I
happen.
don't think that. I don't think San Fran takes Seattle as a in Seattle.
I
I really don't think that.
This year, yes, I would have believed that some people were thinking they weren't saying that,
Hmm.
but in the thought process, they were thinking that. I do believe some players were, and that's why you didn't see them win. Tennessee Titans moved back one. Um, they had a bye, and they still moved back. Okay, that just shows you what that team.
Okay. Okay.
I just think that their last game was rough, man.
They need Derrick Henry back bad.
They needed a bye. Uh,
Hmm.
mentally, why? Because from all the losses they've had, and Tannehill just played a horrible game. Before that bye, I believe it was that game, and was it 3 or 4 interceptions or something like that? I think it was for that. So hopefully he comes back and bounces back and can do something this next game. We'll see though. Baltimore Ravens have moved out of the top 10 from 9 to 12. The decision to go for that 2-point conversion, though, what turned out to be a stomach punch loss to the hated Steelers, but the coach had his reasons. It says, yeah, this was a tough one, but all we're really seeing is Lamar Jackson, right? We're not seeing much else on the offense.
And it is true too. I'm getting my lean on here.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're watching this live, I'm getting my big lean on. Even in here where it talks about losing Marlon Humphrey, for the year.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a big
huge
defensive injury for the Ravens, which their defense has. We do say like Lamar Jackson is the team. That's because he's the offense. This team's defense has kept them, even with like 4 interception games, has kept them competitive or has won games. Their defense just doesn't cause too many turnovers. So they have kept this team in check. We do have to give the defense some credit. I know we really don't give them any credit. We give this
Their
team.
defensive line is really good.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna say, for the Browns game coming up, what they're gonna need to do is attack that secondary.
Absolutely.
With Marlon Humphrey not there, pass first, then run is what it needs to be this week.
The Browns' identity
100%.
has always been run
I know
first.
it is.
But
I know it is. But we got dominated last game by the run defense. We could not run through them. So they need to either change up the package and have maybe Hunt and Chubb out at the same time and do some stuff with them both together, or do something like they've done in the past. But they've got to attack the secondary. They got to go for some more deep passes. They haven't done that all year.
Deep zone.
I know we haven't had the wide receivers to do it. I get that too. But we've got to start doing it. And this has to be that game for them to get a potential.
I think a big one here. Like I want to point out, we say this is Lamar Jackson's team, but I say that because without Lamar Jackson, this team has no identity on offense. This team doesn't move the football, and it doesn't matter how good your defense is. If they're always on the field, you're gonna lose football games.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%.
And I don't think this team moves the ball without Lamar Jackson. It doesn't matter how good that defense is. I don't think they could keep him. Lamar Jackson, let me look. He threw 4 interceptions. He kept his cool, and they ended up winning the game. I don't think they do that with any other QB that they have on the roster at all, or even that's out there for free agency for that matter.
Right. Yeah. Bengals moved out of the top 10, so now everybody in the AFC North is not. None of those teams are in the top 10.
It's about time, really.
There was at a point where we had 2 or 3, in there.
Where are the Steelers at? 'Cause, like, all these teams are like within I thought they were a lot closer.
Steelers are back.
They're all 18. Within the top 20, right? They're from 11 to 18, so
18 to 11, yeah. Chargers moved up from 15 back into the top 10 at number 10.
So top 10.
Yep.
We got the Chargers moving up. I mean, that's a pretty big jump, right?
Well, they shellacked Bengals.
I mean, but
I think it's a big. Yeah, I think I do agree.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even moved them up in front of the Bengals, just because they beat the Bengals.
I mean,
But and you move Baltimore out of the top 10, and they're still 8-4. I don't get that part of it either. I would have never put. I would have kept. To me, if this was mine, Baltimore would have been 10. I would have had Chargers at 11 and the Bengals at 12. Or even them two past it, because you still have the Titans at 13 and 8-4.
I was just gonna say I would put the Titans in the top 10. I would put the Titans in that spot, right?
This is right here's number 9. They put the Colts from 13 to 9, and they're 7-6. So they've lost 2 more games compared to an 8-4 Baltimore and Titans, and they're ranked 9. That I don't agree with.
I don't know. I do really like the Colts.
I do too, but I don't like them like that.
I like them as a top 10 team, though.
They're 31-0 to nothing the Texans. Now, if they would have done that to the Chargers or Baltimore or Bengals or somebody that was a good team, sure, I'd move them up 4 spots. Come on.
Yeah.
That was a bye.
Yeah.
And they still won.
Yeah.
Rams moved up 3 back into the top 10 on rank.
No,
8.
you know how much I love the Rams, right? And I want the Rams to succeed. And with the roster they have, they should succeed. I might put this team at number 10.
Yeah.
I think they might be too high now. Like,
I do agree with that.
With more time, we've seen how they've been playing.
Mm-hmm.
With the way they're playing now, I think they're a top 10 team, but I think they're number 10.
Right.
I don't think they're this all-star team as the paper says they should be.
Buffalo only moved back 1 from 6 to 7.
I'm okay with that. You lost the Patriots. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I don't know.
I would like to see this next team move down some more.
They moved up.
I know.
From 8 to 6.
I'm well aware. I am well aware.
I'm just saying, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
Kansas City won, right?
Yeah.
They moved from 4 to 5. They moved back 1 rank.
Yeah, I think this has to do with who moved up, though, right?
Oh yeah, I know. I agree.
Like we talked about this, Kansas City won, but we talked about in our recap how garbage they still looked.
Yeah,
Mahomes still look like trash, right?
But I would have kept them pat at the same, because Patriots won, but they barely won. They won because
they beat a good team, though.
They did, but
they beat a good team. They beat a great team.
Throw the ball. The quarterback didn't throw. I don't care.
Nobody could throw the ball. They couldn't even punt the ball.
What are you talking about?
No team could punt.
Oh my gosh, I can't remember the names now. Josh Allen threw it 30 times.
Yeah, he has a cannon for an arm.
Jones threw it 3 times.
And they won the game.
I know that.
Deep zone.
What I'm saying is that the quarterback did nothing in this game. And I don't know.
Mac Jones.
I wouldn't have moved him up. Tampa Bay stayed at 3.
MVP.
So they're our top 3 right there. Number 3. Arizona Cardinals are number 2.
I don't like this.
I do.
They're number 1.
I like it.
Number 1, baby.
The reason why is Kyler Murray has been injured this year. Okay.
Back.
It doesn't matter. I don't care if he's back or not. He's been in and out. He's been injured. And he's playing. Number 1 is the Green Bay Packers. And I like that.
Freaking Homer.
Rodgers has not been hurt.
Freaking Homer.
I'm just because I live in Wisconsin doesn't mean I'm a fan of this team. I mean, I did cheer for them back in from 94 to 97 when the Browns weren't around. So, okay. I did like them.
Unbelievable.
But they are going to lose on Christmas Day. So, it's okay.
All right. With that said, that wraps up this is the Olduk power ranking criticism of NFL.com power rankings. Next year we are definitely gonna we're gonna do our own.
We're gonna be doing some
We still may criticize because I really enjoy criticizing them.
Oh yeah,
just
100%.
absolutely. But with that said, let's get into the real
Hold on
meat.
once. I know you don't have alerts up, but you got to at least recognize what just happened.
Oh, what happened? What I miss? Oh, we got a raid.
We got a raid.
Oh.
We got to at least recognize that. So
okay, we have to recognize the raid. Agreed.
Yes, thank you.
Hawkness
and thank
Monster
you for everybody
raiding.
else being here and hanging out and just coming and checking out. I know we don't, always check chat during these things, but we really appreciate all you're doing and being a part.
Absolutely. So, yes, really appreciate that. Again, if you guys are here live, we really appreciate that. If you're coming in and you're watching this as a VOD, we do stream live on Twitch, and we do post these up on YouTube as well at DukNilla at YouTube.
Yes.
It's been a long time. I missed the Hawk. We'll have to talk to the Hawk at off stream.
Yes, absolutely.
But with that said, this is the meat and potatoes time. It's time for Duck to try to catch up. I have a 6-game lead on you, sir.
It's about to shrink.
6-game lead.
I say that every single week, but it's about to shrink.
Yeah, you do, even when I catch up. But with that said, let's get right into it. I guess I should pull it up real quick. Week 14. Duck, you are behind. I think I've said this every week. You have the option to pick first or defer. Where are we going?
I'm going to let you pick first.
You're going to let me pick first on the Steelers going to Minnesota to face the Vikings. Vikings coming off a loss to my Detroit Lions. The Steelers coming off a win against the Baltimore Ravens. Getting a little bit of a rhythm going, coming in hot. But I have to go with the home team, the Minnesota Vikings. I think after that loss, they're gonna put a little pep in their step. They still have playoff dreams. Steelers, the Ravens, that's an in-division game. I always feel they could go back and forth on those. Vikings, I think, take this one home.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going with Vikings on this one as well. I had it written down even before you said it, so I had to scratch it out.
I was hoping you were taking the.
Are you kidding me?
This might be.
Care.
Next up, we have the Washington football team hosting the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh.
Where does the Ducks' allegiance lie?
The Duck is allegiance with America's team, baby. Cowboys
America
win.
You're going with the Cowboys. Yes. The in-division game in Washington, and this is where Duck takes his first L.
Ooh.
Because I am taking the Washington football team to win this game. Red hot Washington. Now this is in division, so I feel this could go anyway. But I think Washington's red hot. They got playoff. They're a bloodhound. That playoff blood is on the ground. They can sniff it. They're smelling it. They're gonna go find it, baby.
Heineke's right there, man. I like the kid. I think it's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be a close game. But I feel Dallas is gonna pull this off. This is their year to.
No, this is why you're wrong. This is why you're wrong.
Hey, we'll find out.
Washington's gonna get this game.
We'll see about that. We'll see.
All right, next up we have my pick first. The Titans are hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, I want to point this out. I'm taking the Titans, but the Titans lose to these bad teams. This is one of those trap games because they lose to bad teams. They lost to the Texans. In division or not, you lost to the Texans.
Yeah, no, I'm going Texans on this too.
Our Titans, you mean?
Titans. Yeah, they lost to the Texans.
All right, both going Titans. Next up, we have, speaking of the Texans are hosting the Seattle Seahawks. Where does Duck want to put that pick?
Seahawks.
Now, the question is, I've said it from the beginning of the year. The Seattle Seahawks are not a 500 team. Is this the week they finally prove that point?
They still can go 8-9.
I don't think it's this week. I don't think the Texans are proving me right. No, not this week at all.
Really? You sure?
Yeah, positive. I'm not giving you a free win, buddy.
Come on, I need them.
I said the Seattle Seahawks would not be a 500 team, but it's not this week. Not this week. It's not. And here's the thing: even if the Texans win, I win because they won't be a 500 team anymore. So I win in this one.
Right.
Next up, we may split here. The Chiefs are hosting the Raiders. I want to go with the Raiders here, but I understand the Chiefs. But also, this is an Arrowhead. Arrowhead is a tough place to play.
You talk it out.
You're right. I'm going Raiders.
Okay. I'm going Chiefs.
This is an in-division game. You know how I feel about those. They could go either way.
Chiefs are done. They're done.
I get the Chiefs. Like I get they just obliterated the Raiders last time they played, right? So I may be giving you a free win here, but you know what? 100%. I think you just got me. You played two of my emotions just now. I think you straight up did because you know I don't want to pick the Chiefs. And you know exactly. That. I think you're playing to my emotions too much.
Let me just tell you, I'm up 2-0 right now, okay? You be careful on your next few picks. It's going to be because I need this.
All right, well, here you go. Next up, we have the New York Jets hosting the Saints.
Dumpster fire game. I'm not sure who's quarterback for the Saints, or do we even know right now?
Not a clue. I know who I'm picking. I'm writing it down.
I'm going Saints.
Okay,
I can't pick the Jets.
I'm going with the Saints as well because when it comes down to it, I'm going with coaching, and I think the Saints just have better coaching, and I'm not sold on the Jets still. Could the Jets win this game? Absolutely, but coaching wise, let's get that out of here. That's where I'm going.
Right.
All right. Up next, we have the Carolina Panthers hosting the Atlanta Falcons. In division game, Falcons, other than last week, have been getting a little bit. They're starting to boil, getting a little hot. But I have to go with the Carolina Panthers here. I'm hopeful Cam could be good Cam, not benched Cam. And in Carolina, I'm going with the Panthers.
Yeah, I want to see I'm back, Cam. That's what I want to see.
In my favorite of those, I'm back, and it's just an interception reel.
Yeah, right. I'm going Carolina.
All right. Sure. Next up, I think I'm writing Duck down for this one. The Browns are hosting the Ravens, so I'm writing you down for the Ravens, right?
Absolutely not. I'm going Cleveland all the way. I'm going against everybody's pick that I've been watching. I'm definitely going Browns on this one.
All right, I'm going Browns as well. And it's because, one, they had a week to rest. You've had a week to watch the game film that you just played. They're playing them back-to-back, essentially. Yeah. So you've had a week to go back and watch the game film that you've played against them. You've had a week to watch their game against the Steelers, and now you have you play them this week. You've rested. You've got time to film study. I expect the Browns to dominate this game. And if they don't, Duck, the Browns are off of my playoff list.
Oh, I totally 100% agree with that. This is the game. This is like the creme de la creme of games right now for them to win very easily because they've played them once. They should have won. They've got to watch Pittsburgh win. They've got to bye. They've got an opportunity to rest and just get better. We just got to hope nobody else goes on that stupid COVID list and can't play at all.
Right.
So stay off of that list and we're good to go. So don't go be partying. Don't be stupid. Stay in your house if you have to. Go outside and get some fresh air once in a while.
Don't pull an Antonio Brown to get a fake fax card.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty funny. I ain't gonna lie, that was a
It
great
was
idea.
pretty funny.
But but this should be an easy win for them. To be honest, it really should. Yeah.
Speaking of easy wins, we have the Chargers hosting the Giants. I'm taking the Chargers all day.
Well, Chargers, yeah, that's a no-brainer.
We've talked about it earlier. I don't think the Giants are a professional football team anymore. They're injured too much. They have players that don't even play on plays. I feel like I'm looking at a team that doesn't deserve anything.
Yeah,
like they sicken me.
Football teams and put them in there, maybe.
All right, next up we have. Let's see where your loyalties really lie. Let's see where they lie. The Denver Broncos are hosting the Detroit Lions. Where you going, buddy?
This is my pick?
This is your pick.
Oh, Broncos.
Broncos.
Listen, Lions got their win. They don't want to win anymore. All right?
You are
they
not
want
wrong.
The first round pick. They're going for that first round pick right now. They cannot win another game.
But they have too much pride.
Broncos are going to win this game, though. It's just they have more on the line than anything. And
listen,
they really need this win,
I think you're probably right. You're probably onto something. But I'm taking my Detroit Lions here. All right, listen. This is what Detroit fans do. We get a whiff of a good season. We get a whiff of a win, and now we're like sharks in the water. Where we know there's blood in the water, and there's a big fish out there, and we're gonna get it. But in reality, someone just
good season. There was no whiff at all from a good season.
Oh no, we won a game. Lions fans are like,
that's
smell
not
that?
A whiff.
That's playoffs next year. That win right there, yeah, buddy, you know it. Lions fans are a different breed. Okay, we have been abused. We have been beat up. We've been left for dead.
Abuse. Come on,
as a Browns fan, you should understand.
I 100% understand. But we take that one, and you got those draft picks, and we're better than next year. This is the potential of them have a really good year. They got a lot of draft picks.
You don't understand, because at least we had good players in the year. We had Calvin Johnson. We had Barry. We at least looked good out there on game. We had people that could. Matthew Stafford.
Mine way worse than.
That's what I'm saying. You don't know. Okay, we get false hope. I'm taking the Lions, all right? Moving on.
Listen, I'm cheering for the Lions, but I really want the Broncos to win this one, okay? Only because I picked them. I'd rather the Lions win this because it's better for the Browns if the Broncos lose, okay?
No, see, I agree. All right, next up, we have the Cincinnati Bengals going up against the 49ers. And guess what? I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals. And I know Duck is going to have a hard time picking the Bengals because he doesn't want them to win, because he needs them to lose so his Browns can move up.
Right.
Now, I could give Duck an argument to take the 49ers because they are still a physical team.
I don't need an argument. I'm going San Fran.
All right, good. He didn't look at the Deebo Samuel injury. Good.
Don't care.
All right, so that's another one we shared. I appreciate your free win. Now, here is what should be a good game. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting the Buffalo Bills. Where does Duck go?
What's my pick?
Oh, this is your pick, baby girl.
Oh, Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay to the Bucs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have to go with the Bucs as well. I think this is going to be a close game. I really do. I believe this is going to be a good game, a good one to watch. I think Buffalo's, definitely going to see a shootout. Buffalo, I sneaky pick. Maybe they could win this as well because they are. I think they're going to have a little bit of a chip for losing that last game. Definitely going to be a good one to watch, though. Mind you, Buffalo is used to playing Brady. Brady is also used to playing Buffalo. They're not used to playing in Tampa, which Brady has experience in. So I'm going to give the edge to Brady. Next up is my pick with the Green Bay Packers hosting the Chicago Bears. I think this is pretty easy. I'm taking the Packers because he owns them.
Yeah. I mean, right? It's like Roethlisberger owning the Browns. It's really the same thing.
No, I love that.
I hate to admit it, but
When he ran out there and he was passing the fans, he goes, "I own you."
I own you.
Oh, like, yes, you do. Yes, you do.
There's another W in his belt right here of ownage.
All right, next up, Duck with the last pick. The Arizona Cardinals are hosting the LA Rams.
Arizona. And there's no question on this one. I'm not really sold on LA right now and the way they're playing. I mean,
I'm going Arizona as well.
Good game.
The Rams are just... They need to prove it to me, really. They really do. On paper, this should be like the best team. But in reality, it's like what was that? I think it was Philly when they said, "Oh, we got the dream team." You know, Michael Vick was there, Deshaun Jackson, LaShawn McCoy. Like, we got the dream team, and they sucked. Right. They were garbage. Andy Reid couldn't keep that team for nothing. But with that said, that's our picks for the week. We have only 4, so sorry, Duck, you're not coming back this week. But you could close that gap a little.
I need to put a little dent in it. I mean, give me 1. I'd feel happy.
A +1.
Yeah,
Duck's gonna come out with a +1 and be like, "Woo!"
Oh, I know, that's a win right there, baby. Let's go.
All right, so the 4 games we share different is Washington Cowboys, Raiders Chiefs, Lions Broncos, and Bengals and the 49ers. Those are 4 games that we differ on. Down in the comments, if you feel you differ on any of those, please let us know.
Absolutely.
Let us know. I'll banter back and forth with you. But with that said, that is our cast for tonight. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Special shout out to Hawkness_monster for the raid. If you haven't seen him, go check him out. Great guy, amazing person. And if everyone else, if you're here live, we really do appreciate you as well. If you're from the future and you're watching this as a VOD, we extra appreciate you. Or if you're on the YouTube, we appreciate you as well. Think about coming to watch us out live on Twitch. Or if you're on Twitch now, please go check out the DukNilla YouTube channel where you can watch each and every video we have done. Go back. You could go back and watch week 1. Where I say Seattle will not be a 500 team since week 1. And even before that. And you will watch this man over here criticize me for it. Chastise me. Now he agrees with me. That's why I got this record. Right there. Right there.
Oh, man.
Seattle. That's probably why I'm winning, because you kept taking Seattle.
Probably.
Right there.
And Detroit. I could have been.
Dude, I was on that train too, though. I don't want to hear it, man. I was right there with you. But with that said, seriously, we really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. We will see you next Tuesday for another DukNilla NFL cast, recapping the week. We'll be talking about our best ball team, telling you did we make it to the next round. Only 15 or 16 points away from that covenant second place to get into the next round. We have a very good chance of it. I actually have high hopes for us. And we will also be giving our predictions for the following week. Come check us out. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good week.